Alright, today we are playing NBA 2K12, which is, in my opinion, not only the worst sports game ever made, probably the worst game in general, for one simple reason. You don't have any control over whether you win or not. I mean, it does a good job of making you think you have control, but it's all scripted, completely scripted bullshit throughout. I mean, there's the quality of your shot, or the quality of your shot matters, but the quality of the AI shot does not matter. Whether they make it or not is completely dependent on whether they are in the lead or like it fits the script. Like their score is what the game wants it to do. Defense does not matter. Like they score, if they're supposed to score, they'll score. You can't stop it. I suppose it's meant to like keep the game realistic or whatever, keep it flowing, keep them scoring. But there's no way to lock down on defense. It's completely a joke. Also, rebounding like that. See, they had to score there, so they would have continued to rebound the ball until they scored. Basically, whether you win or not is decided by whether the game wants you to win or not. You either get stuck in the winning presets or the losing presets. And most of the time the losing preset is your enemy will take or opponent will take the lead, and then it will let you get very close to taking the lead, and then it will take it away. Like your run will get right to their score, and then they'll go on a run again. And it will keep repeating that until the game's over. I mean, that's like the main preset. It changes. Like sometimes it will switch quarters. Like give you one quarter, give them one quarter, give you a quarter, give them one quarter. But what I have to emphasize is that you don't have any control over this. It almost always gives you two quarters and them two quarters, and sort of ruins any semblance of control, because the game goes on these runs that you don't have control over.
And they retain possession. He was just a hair away from making that steal. Steve, I like the instinct.
Oh, and the steals are so off. Like you can steal a ball perfectly, but like most of the time it'll just go out of bounds. Like,
and it's our test in for Matt Barnes. And the Celtics making a change here as well.
No.
Brandon Bass is checked in for Jermaine O'Neal. Here is Bass.
All right. Anyway.
Outside Rondo over Fisher.
You can't make jumpers, Rondo. Please. No one knows that.
Here's Fisher. It's a three-point
Speaking
game.
of the Lakers, they really need a point guard because they're playing pretty bad this year. It's almost embarrassing.
The 10-footer. The rebound by the Celtics.
Derek Fisher.
And Steve,
anyway,
of Kobe's post-game, he worked with
I guess that's my fault for making them think he was creative on offense.
And you know, Kobe always had great footwork, Kevin, to begin with. I mean, a master of those pump fakes, but it starts with balance and good
That's what this
footwork.
guy's for. Kobe show.
Really a quick study under Akeem
Old,
Olajuwon.
still the league's leading scorer.
He lays it in with a soft touch.
For instance, that was a terrible shot, and it still gave it to me.
He's really one of those guys that you just have to
Should not have
sit
given me
back
that
and really
shot.
appreciate, fellas. I mean, he is a marvelous offensive
Meanwhile, I'm
player.
gonna miss some open shots and be pissed that it gave me the bad shot and not the open shots.
Allen dishes to Garnett.
I feel like a game, like a basketball game,
Over Gasol.
should sacrifice realism for
Well, one of the things
control,
that has made the Lakers so good is
and
their
it
depth
doesn't,
and their balance. And
which
I think
angers me.
Last year, defensively, they had the 5th lowest field goal percentage defense in the league, under 44% for their opponents. You see very few mistakes from him at that end of the floor.
She got Ray Allen. Like, what, like 36 now? Surprised you can still jump.
Outside Pierce. Garnett backing down.
So yeah, this game pisses me off
6 on the shot
majorly.
clock.
I mean, it seems to be giving me a winning preset at this point,
Outside Pierce.
but
And there's the whistle.
that could change at any
Foul
time.
hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Paul Gasol. And for the Lakers, Clark, that big
It's especially annoying when it doesn't give you a winning preset. Like, you're in the losing streak, and no matter how hard you try, how well you play, you cannot get out of the losing preset. You're just destined to lose. It's very frustrating. Like, you'll just start missing shots. It doesn't matter what kind of shot you take.
And then they're all experienced, too. I mean, that adds to that defensive prowess as well.
And the rookies are terribly textured. They're all, like, really dark arms and, like, really light faces. It's pretty funny that developers are that lazy. I mean, that's just an example of how lazy the developers are.
And a great start offensively.
They didn't even, like, texture the rookies. And when they did the rookies, they didn't even test the rookies' textures. Like, they never saw them. They just set it to default, and their defaults just have everyone being black body. Like, if it's a white rookie, they'll have, like, a white head and, like, a black body. Because they never tested any of the players before they set the roster update. That's how lazy and greedy and bad these developers are.
Guarded now by Andrew Bynum. Bass. Boston again missing. And so speaking of Celtics, you know, some have said, Clark, that they go overboard getting into it with other teams, players. And that wasn't your game, but take us inside that whole world of the players.
You know what? I don't know if the Celtics do it anymore than
I've been playing with Kobe a lot, so I sort of know how to use him. Other players, it's a little more frustrating when you do get a bucket. They won't give it to you.
Couldn't try to fabricate something that wasn't part of your natural makeup. So if you are a guy that's verbal and a jaw jacker, then you've got to do it within the parameters of what's going on in the game. If you're not, then you can't be that to try to improve your performance. So
see that?
I've always said, like the young folks,
see that rebound? Didn't that score over like 3 people? That's an example of defense being a joke. Ha! See that miss? Apparently it didn't want me to get that much of a lead. I'm guessing it's going to give them the next quarter. That's why that happened. I don't know. Trying to get an example of when you don't have control over their offense. They're playing pretty bad so far, but it should switch. Let's see.
Here's Morris. So with Gasol on the bench, this is the group Mike Brown has right now. Matt Barnes is out there with Josh Roberts. Then there's Jason Capona. Then there's Andrew Bynum. And it's Morris in at the point guard position.
See,
the shot no good. And the Lakers go with it the other way.
Usually they'll just, like, there's a preset offense. I don't know if the Celtics still do it because they're not really a fast break team, but the fast break teams will just get, if they're losing, they'll just get steals and then just fast break it, and you can't even defend them. Like, you can get right in front of them, they'll still make it. I don't know if they'll do it this game, but it happens and it's annoying. Their lead changes, like if you're winning and they're about to come back. It's almost always because of ridiculous turnovers leading into second chance points and fast break points until they're back in the game like they are now. As you can see, that's now my third A quality open 3 that it's been to miss because it wants them to take the lead now, or at least catch up. That's what I'm talking about. Like, your shot quality doesn't matter, just whether you're winning or like what the, I guess the run is. I guess if it's not your run, you can't score no matter what. Granted, the Lakers bench is terrible, but those are A shots, so they should be going in.
You can tell it means the world to us.
Yeah, this team has so much respect for the great.
Let's see. I need to get Fisher open.
Looking at who's out there now.
As a starter, he should be able to score.
Gasol's checked in for Josh McRoberts, and Derek Fisher is subbed in for Morris. From outside the arc, and that one's good from Fisher. Poked loose. And it's only their first turnover here.
Fisher got a steal, look at that. Okay. So now it's my run. See how that works? So it gave them momentum, and now it's switched to me.
Capona the pass to Barnes. Scooped up. Tries again. Great positioning on the putback.
Twin Towers.
9-point Laker lead.
Now, sometimes offensive rebounds are lucky. He anticipates and gets to the right spot before the shot goes up.
There's the pick. Allen outside.
Man. So, they lost Lamar Odom and they got like a bunch of white dudes. That's pretty much what I get. And like none of them are any that good. Troy Murphy can't defend. Like Roberts is horrifically inconsistent. Capono is only good for shooting threes and he doesn't even make them that much. Should have kept Odom. I don't know why they traded him. Because he was sad, whatever.
Beatrice against Barnes. Over Beatrice. And again, it's the Lakers.
That Barnes has been playing well, at least. Much better than Ron Artest, who has been playing awful. Awful, awful. The guy should never shoot the ball ever. I don't know why he gets looks. I mean, it's almost like not even watching a professional basketball player. That's how bad it is.
Very difficult to keep off the glass.
Simply said, it's going to take a much better effort than that.
Just like you ever see him shoot, he's just like throwing the ball. It's awful. Like, he only ever makes threes, and like not even that often.
Last season with a little stronger than usual. I mean, losing Kendrick Perkins in the trade seemed to shake them up a little bit, and was
freaking cold. I have a cold. Had a cold for like 2 weeks now.
Used to being big inside,
but I'm sure everyone has a cold right now. Flu season and all. I had it for like 3 days, and then I had 2 days off, and then it came back.
Passes shot good. Marcus set the table there well with the Celtics and their injuries. That did play a role in the postseason, not just in the front court.
Kobe getting packed.
Also factored in. Steve, that was
a bad shot. That was my fault.
Yeah, I was amazed that he was able to return in that game and continue to play the rest of the series. But it did limit him. And with Rondo slowed down, the Celtics had time scoring.
Come on, Bass.
Fact, Miami really
the best part is when they're making jump shots, and like it will literally take control of your player. See that? A perfectly contested shot. He still made it. But a lot of times it will take control of your player and like not let you block. Like I kid you not, it will phantom your control and it won't let you block, and they'll make it.
Doesn't go in either for Kobe.
Cannot count on him to miss a good look like that very often.
Wide open look, and it's Boston with another.
Now you have to love to find the open man and get him the
That was
ball.
awfully convenient. All right, let's go.
Game clock separated by less than 6 seconds.
Come on, better world peace.
Number 15. And again, no good by the
just
Lakers.
like real life.
And here's Doolin.
Dueling.
Guarded by Kobe. Shoots from the elbow. Clanks it in off the back of the rim.
That's a nice play there. The more
what a nice little scripted comeback.
Up in time. And no good trying to get that one.
Alright, well, I'm done with this game. It pisses me off too much. I can't stand games where I don't have control. So, yeah, don't play this game. Don't touch this game. Stay far away from this game. Terrible. Awful, awful experience. Just gonna piss you off.